man who's obviously in the soccer world, has no idea what he's doing because he doesn't have Chris Richards on his team or Falopigan. Ladies and gentlemen, future first ballot NFL Hall of Famer.
Falopigan.
This guy's a stud. JJ don't even know he exists. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Watt.
Yeah, JJ.
Why don't you got Falopigan on the team, bro? Espanol could certainly use this guy and maybe get a little bit more American presence on these squads, JJ. And congrats to Chris Richards. I know you're a big fan.
Yes, congratulations to Chris Richards.
You can't afford him. You can't afford him though at Espanol or
like
Burnley. Is that what's happening? You can't afford these Americans that go over there and just dominate, or what's going on?
He's doing great. He's doing great. That FA Cup run was awesome for them last year. They did a great job. It was very cool to see them get that victory.
So does Burnley hate Crystal Palace? Is this like a big time rivalry? Am I missing something here or no?
I mean, it's not a big time rivalry. They're 1 of 20. We're 1 of 20, and we need to beat them twice a year. We haven't, and that's what needs to happen.
Now is that 20 in the top 20, or is there like 20 in every level? Because where are we at right now if we're to up the clip?
There are more than 20 in some of the lower levels. There are 20 in the top level.
Oh, so we're 1 of 20 right now. That's what Burnley does. Oh, no.
All right.
Still time.
Right.
Still
All
time.
right.
Still
All
time.
If
you had
Falopigan, maybe we wouldn't have as many ties as we currently have. And I saw you guys playing for a tie last week. That's okay. How's Espanol? In the morning we drink coffee, in the afternoon it's rum, and then we play the soccer and we win. Everyone is Espanol, Espanol. Looky.
Doing great.
It's
doing great. They're playing really good ball.
5. Wow. You see the ranking?
Our coach's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Manolo.
Happy birthday.
Great birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Feliz cumpleaños to him. A lot of soccer talk. Okay, let's get away from that.
There you go.
Congrats to Espanol. Let's talk football.
Twice in 1 week. Happy to be here. Let's go. What's going on? This is new territory.
I'll tell you what. If we could have you 5 times, we certainly would. You're like Orlovsky.
You can't.
That's what I know. But I'm just saying, if we could, that was
perfect world.
That was a soft ask. Okay, I'm happy we got a hard answer back in that note. But let's talk a little ball here. Okay, who's better than you to talk ball? Nobody. TJ Watt. I guess his name's being circulated potentially. What's his future look like whenever you start looking at contracts and new eras and yada, yada, yada. Mike Tomlin steps down. Your thoughts on how the game went against a Houston Texans team on Monday night? I think they're going to demoralize a lot of teams going forward with how good this defense is. And then the immediate step down the day after. Expected, not expected? Like, where do you kind of land in this entirety, Jay?
I mean, I think the conversation has obviously been there for a while around that. I think no matter what, when it actually happens, it's shocking. I think that even if there's been discussions and people speculating, the moment it actually happens is wild. I mean, for a guy who's been there for that long, who's never had a losing season, I know people hate that term, but it's just a fact. And like, it's crazy. The longevity and the consistency over time is to have a change in that organization that's only had 3 head coaches ever is stunning. And now to look at the AFC North as a whole and to know that there's currently only 1 head coach in that division, it's wild. And to see all the openings in this cycle, there aren't that many good coaches in the NFL to fill these jobs. Like, there's just not that many head coaches and assistant coaches to fill out staffs at the coordinator level, at the position coach level. So there is so much shakeup yet to be done, because now these new head coaches are going to be hiring their coordinators, which is going to shake up the next level of staffs. And then these other staffs have to fill in those roles. It's a crazy time right now in the coaching carousel. And I have no clue what's going to happen.
Go ahead, Age.
Jage, have you ever, I don't know if you've ever witnessed it or heard from, like, does a coach's message ever get stale? You know, Mike Tomlin's there forever, and we see it happen sometimes. Guy gets fired and then he gets picked up somewhere else right away. Why does it seem to work somewhere else? Like, why does it change the scenery, I guess, as a coach? Sometimes, like, it can still work that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about Mike T is I don't know if stale is the right word, because it's the consistency that makes him who he is and so great. So I don't know if it's necessarily a thing that got stale. It's just the facts of the results. When you look at the playoff games, it's just that's what it's been over time. Now, when you talk about a coach going somewhere else and succeeding right away, there's definitely the aspect of a new coach coming in and preaching a message that he may have been preaching somewhere else to a new group that's never heard that message before, and seeing that this guy is legit and he's going to lift us and raise us to a new level and take us to new heights. But from everything we're seeing right now and hearing and reading, it doesn't look like he's interested in coaching, at least for this year. And then you have to look at Coach Cowher and what happened with him when he stepped away and was potentially going to only be away for a year, but then realized, oh, wait, nobody's yelling at me every Sunday. Nobody's calling for my head. This is pretty sweet. So maybe it's a similar situation there.
Cowher, great on TV. Tomlin, going to be great on TV. I mean, that's why they have had jobs speaking and leading for 19 years, 18 years, because they're great at communicating. So whenever they get on TV, we assume they're going to crush. Mike Tomlin is going to be undefeated every year on a microphone. Cannot wait to see what he ends up doing. I think it's probably already done if we had to guess. And as long as we see him in the football world, we're happy. But we would also like to say, just like Jage here, if it's possible, I got people from Pittsburgh texting me. Have you reached out to Coach Tomlin to be on your show? Okay, every week. We need him on your show every week. It's like there's so many different things that go into all that. Like if he goes to Fox, there's no chance he'll be on this show. No, there is no chance at all. You remember Jeter was coming on.
Yep.
Jeter was coming on the show. Captain. And then there was woo, and then it was an immediate, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I am so sorry. We will meet you guys someday. So if he was to go to Fox, I think there is next to no chance that he would end up on this particular program. But if he has any opening at all, Coach Tomlin, we like to let you know, we'd love to do business with you every single week. Tomlin Talking Ball would be an incredible feature. And whatever it is, however it is, we would love to make it work. Now, with what
I'd like to give credit to my boss, David Burson at CBS, who does allow me to do this show every week. He is awesome. He's great. He let me do the Manning Cast Monday night. He's been really, really good about it, knowing that we're also having an unbelievably record-breaking year at CBS ourselves. Okay. So all is well when all tides are rising.
Yeah, it feels like, the good of anything is the good for everything, but not everybody kind of views it that way, and I understand completely. We completely understand the business, and we do appreciate the hell out of Dave over there at CBS. And congrats to CBS on another fantastic year, honestly. And usually when you're up here, every single time you pop up, it says very clearly, CBS sports analyst. J.J. Watt.
I appreciate that.
He went from a studio 3 times a year to in a booth every single weekend. This guy is on a rocket ship like pace. Yep, there it is, right there. Okay, so let's go away from Pittsburgh. Let's go away from Pittsburgh.
Thanks, AJ.
And let's go to hey.
What the hell was that?
We're not to earn it. Football, right?
I'm just trying to help out with one. I'm giving it one.
Not how it works.
We're in the middle of a ticket giveaway, Jage. Looks like you don't know what's happening. Read the bottom.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Don't worry. I got it. If it has IU in it, there's going to be, 7 words? You got to find all 7?
6, and it could have UM in it, too. And we're not pointing out every one that pops up, okay?
That's the last one.
I'm done with everybody pointing out the
anything.
shit, okay? This is a surprise. They're supposed to figure it out. It's a scavenger hunt.
It's a hand away, not a giveaway. It's bullshit.
What is this? Everybody wins all the time? Kinda.
He
Football
couldn't help himself. He's like a dog ball. Ball. Yeah. Football.
He really did do it. It's right below his face, too, so it did look like he was trying to bite it as he was
excited.
Okay, so let's talk. Obviously, Pittsburgh Steelers have a massive change. Baltimore Ravens do as well. They moved on from John Harbaugh. Did you know that Bisciotti, the owner of the Ravens, is the most electrifying person on a microphone? And what he's going to do going forward is going to be fantastic, I would assume. And if I was up for a head coaching job, certainly an owner I would want to work for. What was your thoughts on Bisciotti's messaging, and how do you think they go about going forward with their head coaching role?
All I have heard about Bisciotti throughout my time in the league and afterwards in the media world is that he's a great owner, but you never really hear from him because that's what he does. He's kind of behind the scenes. He lets his people do their thing. Even when you're broadcasting a game at M&T Bank Stadium, he doesn't want to be shown on the screen. Like, he's that kind of guy who's like, I'm going to run a good organization, but I'm going to stay back out of the way. But man, I did not know that that's what it was like when he got in front of a mic. It was awesome. Like, it was the most real, legit, like, you actually got a full-blown insight into his mind while he was also speaking like a real person, not somebody rehearsed by PR. It was great. It was such a cool thing to see, and I would say that's definitely an owner you would like to go in there and coach for.
We reached out immediately after seeing the videos. We're like, we'd love to have him on the show. Baltimore PR answered us 30 seconds. I think it was fastest answer any team's PRs, including the Colts, has ever responded and go, we'll ask, brother, but he wants to be the least known owner in all of sports. And we're trying to ruin that today. We are trying our best to ruin that because I think he's good for ball, man. The way he spoke, the way he operated, being a good business person, talking about the reality of the business, like not wanting to hand it over to his kids because like what he's seen in the past, it's like, that's good for ball, not bad for ball. We hope he knows that. We appreciate the hell out of him. All right, let's move to some other conversations. Go ahead, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, Jay, just curious. After all the success that the Texans had on Monday night, did they, give you a call back and say, hey, I know it's going to be a quick turnaround. I know the previous one you did 2 weeks ago, but we're going to need you to walk down that exact same bridge on a cold Houston night and do another pump-up video. And also, what do you think about this Texans team moving forward? Because did they look dominant on Monday night.
Not this week. I mean, their defense, dude, it's ridiculous. Like now we know the Steelers offense this year at times has had trouble moving the ball and they throw it short and Aaron got the ball out of his hands quick, but like 2 defensive touchdowns. They had 3 turnovers on offense, the Texans did, and the Steelers still ended up with 6 points on the night. Like, that's unbelievable to do. The defense is just incredible. I've been saying this for many years that Danielle Hunter is the most underrated player in the league. He legitimately is a Hall of Famer. Like, he should be a Hall of Famer. He is the least talked about future Hall of Famer in the world, in my mind, especially if he continues to do what he's been doing. Will Anderson's insane. Myles Garrett, obviously, very clearly the defensive player of the year this year, but Will Anderson's year is incredible, and I could definitely see defensive player of the years in the future for him. And then the back end, like I don't know whose tweet it was. I saw somebody quote it, but somebody said the Texans defense looks like a bunch of velociraptors holding machine guns, 11 of them coming at you. That's exactly what it looks like, dude. They are just hyenas out there, just flying and killing people. It moves different, it shakes different, it hits different. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, I wonder about Burke. What are your thoughts on Matt Burke? Because he obviously is not being talked about much as a head coach, and then Monday night happens, and all of a sudden everybody's like, Schrags kind of puts it in the universe, and everybody follows suit. They're like, yeah, why isn't this guy being talked about as a head coach? Do you know him? How do you know him? And why do you think this group responds so well to what he does?
Yeah, he was my defensive line coach my last year in Arizona. He's the one who put together the entire retirement video with Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers and Brady and all those guys saying goodbye that made me cry and my family. So he's an unbelievable man. He really is. And he took over this defense after week 3 or 4 of this year when they were 0-3, and he turned them into the number 1 defense in the NFL. Now, that's not to take anything away from D'Amico, who obviously has had the 49ers defense. He's had this Texans defense playing well the whole time. So D'Amico obviously has hands in all of this, but Matt Burke has done an unbelievable job. And there's plenty of people that when you bring him up in head coaching conversations say, well, can he bring Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter and Derek Stingley with him to the next job? It's like, well, you could say that about literally any coordinator ever that gets a job. Can they bring the Josh Allen with them? Can they bring this guy with them? Like, yeah, if you have good players, you're not going to do all this exotic stuff because you don't have to. You play to your team's strengths. And right now, their team's strengths are very strong. You don't need to do any exotic stuff. Matt's a great, great dude. I think he absolutely should be getting head coaching calls.
Him thinking of creating a video for you, I think tells me he would be a good head coach. Just like that type of thought and creation and execution.
We knew each other for 7 months, and he spent 2-3 weeks reaching out to my family, my friends, guys around the league, putting the video together himself with the video team, and he put it up there for my final game, and it is one of my most prized possessions in the world, that video. And he did that having known me for that amount of time. He's a special cat.
He didn't reach out to you, D, but did he?
Nope. He didn't reach out to AJ because he coached AJ.
Yeah, I played for him a year in Cincinnati. He is the man
He
from
doesn't
day
have fond
one.
memories of that, apparently.
Yeah, they
didn't
didn't
make
make
you
you
a video.
video,
He
did
didn't make you a video.
That was after. Oh well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, I got cut. I wasn't retiring.
They told me it
He's
was
crazy
over.
too. Every year he does these trips. Like he'll go by himself to hike the Grand Canyon, or he'll go out into the middle of Bangladesh and go up in the mountains with no phone, no nothing for a week by himself. Yeah, you know, right, AJ? Like he's been doing this his whole life. It's crazy.
Seen pictures of it. Yeah.
Not focusing on ball. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy the coach for the Colts is still locked in. Happy I don't got to get this guy. Happy I don't have to have a guy that can hike the entire Grand Canyon in the offseason and then have the #1 defense in the history of football throughout the entire fall. What a weapon. Good luck to him. A lot of jobs obviously open. Let's move on. Let's talk about those jobs being filled by whom. AQ has a question for you.
Live.
Don't do that.
AQ, shut up. What did we just
It's not a challenge for you. It's not a challenge for you.
Son of a bitch.
Take it down.
Thank you,
We should cancel this
AQ.
giveaway.
I missed that one.
Yeah, exactly. AQ, way to
I
go.
thought you were pointing at me. I was scared.
Way to go,
job.
AQ.
Perfect camera cut to him.
Sack of bones.
Man of the people.
That's like four of them so far.
Congrats, AQ. You might get a shot to go to the game.
Hey,
No, this
No.
doofus can't
Yeah.
remember the other ones.
Expelled from the game.
I'm trying to get to the game. It's a tough ticket to come by, apparently.
Yeah, well, you're not invited, especially because you're ruining the goddamn
Yeah.
giveaway.
Okay.
Now, can we get to your question,
Sure,
please?
sure.
That was outrageous. This is not what this is. Oh, I'm not going through
Yeah,
it.
don't.
It started with Let's, remember. It started with Let's. That was the first one that we had. We did give that one away because we wanted to introduce people to
Give
the
it a ball.
concept.
Yeah.
Let's.
What are you
Sorry.
doing?
It's the sentences come together now. Okay.
This is dumb.
wow.
All right,
It's gonna be too
please.
many.
Next one's going to be on. Last one's going to be ESPN. Let's watch football live on ESPN.
Listen, you can certainly take
Yeah.
guesses
Tweet
if
it.
you'd like to. If
Tweet
you would like to take guesses, you certainly can. I'm sure you can multitask right now. Make sure you get the hashtag right, okay? Hashtag PMS SeatGeek word search.
It's a long hashtag. Long hashtag.
Yeah, it's supposed
You
to be
want to go to
difficult.
the game or
It's supposed to
not?
be
This is
difficult.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Tomorrow there'll be a new one, Jage. And guess what it'll probably start with? Hashtag.
Ah, man. What's it becoming once a week now?
Yeah. I mean, it's end of season. There's a lot going on. Hashtag PMS SeatGeek. And then tomorrow will be another word.
Another maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
PMS SeatGeek, another giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that one will be about having to find a picture of Stanford Steve in public whenever he's not comfortable.
Oh, like where's Waldo?
Yeah, that might have to come together pretty quick.
That's a great idea.
But we'll do that for the next one.
Okay.
Dump it.
That's how these come together, Jage. Okay, so if you have any good ideas and would like to be a part of the solution and not the problem, we are certainly open to any ideas tomorrow for a new giveaway. Okay, today's was figured out an hour and 40 minutes before the show started. Tomorrow we're open to
can tell.
ideas. Well, especially when people ruin it. Like you and Age and you.
And Bunch.
No, that's the last one.
Bunch
That's the
more
last
than
one.
anyone
That's the
damn
last
near.
one. It's two. It's
23
two more.
minutes left.
Done birthday.
That's because you're not going to
It's
be
the
able to see the
reaction.
others.
You can't control it. It's just instinct.
Football
you can't
players.
control it. It's ball's in the air. You go and grab it. It's like on fourth down when an interception's up there and you should let it drop, but you don't.
Never.
Grab that thing.
Never. Always pick it.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a punt. It feels like he's giving this to me on purpose. Yep, he did. Thank you, the contract. And we're going to keep it rolling. Go ahead, AQ, please. Let's move forward as opposed to ruining the giveaway today.
Disgusting.
There's so many assistant coaches up for head jobs, JJ, and obviously there's so many variables with good players, good scheme, all these different things. How do you determine what makes a good head coach today?
We've gone over this before, and my personal thoughts on our CEO type. Like, I think it has to be somebody that can relate to everybody on the roster. It can't just be a guy who is good with the X's and O's and can make an offense run really well or a defense run really well. You have to be able to relate, and you have to be able to lay out your vision for the entire building, because you are now the #1 person in the building in terms of setting the standard every single day for how people are coming to work, how they're attacking their work, how much attention to detail they are placing on everything. It all trickles down from you. If you're lackadaisical on stuff, the rest of the building is going to be lackadaisical, and that is going to play out over time. If you are locked in on every single detail and you're setting the vision every single day for how this is going to go, and then you're living it, everybody else has no choice but to live up to that standard that you are setting. And that's what it becomes. And you can't be going in there hoping to be everybody's friend. Yes, you need to know everybody, know their personality, how they're motivated, how they're pushed, but you can't be trying to be everybody's friend every single day. You have to be the tough ass sometimes that is going to make people elevate their level And that's hard to do. It takes a strong personality. It takes a strong person. You can't just be a good play caller.
Takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of juice, takes a lot of football IQ, takes a lot of emotional, what was that, quotient?
Yeah.
Emotional
EQ.
EQ in this entire thing. It takes a lot to be a leader, especially of a football team that's filled with a bunch of dudes who have very high confidence, a lot of egos, a lot of personalities. So being able to keep everybody on the same page, and it's not just players that have a lot of ego and a lot of personality and everything like that. These coaches got a lot of egos too. I mean, there's a lot that you have to manage, especially as the CEO. I agree with you. I think the person should not have their head in the call sheet whenever they're the head coach. There's a lot of other things you have to deal with. But if you're an elite play caller, I mean, I guess that's why you get hired. I think Sean Payton's still doing it too. Like Andy Reid.
He's also a CEO, though. McVay is like, he's both. He's an unbelievable play caller, but you can also tell, like, they march to the beat of his drum.
And a name that never gets mentioned in the CEO conversation.
Yeah, Jage, what do you think about Sirianni in the whole Eagles situation? Because he is that CEO, but he's also an offensive guy, and now the whole conversation around the Eagles is how, Jalen Hurts has had 5 OCs in 5 years. Do you think at a certain point, if you are that CEO, that it would benefit the team to maybe, hey, turn your boat a little bit in one direction so that Sirianni could focus on the offense and there's a little continuity with play calling? Or do you think that is kind of where that CEO balance comes in and Sirianni just needs to find a guy that's going to be there for longer than a year before, getting a head coaching job or, kind of melting like Patullo did?
Yeah, no, it's a great question because you cycle through these guys every single year, and it is very difficult. Like there's obviously guys. I mean, McVay has a tree that keeps turning guys out and keep going on, but it's very hard to keep replenishing that reservoir and having a guy ready to step into the offensive coordinator role at all times. And clearly, they've gone through a few here, and this year didn't go the way that they wanted it to. So sometimes the best option might be for him to take that role on himself if he feels there's nobody else to do it. But that's the cycle you get in, whether it's obviously on the good side when you're playing well and people want your offensive coordinators, or unfortunately on the bad side where the coordinator doesn't live up to it. But it's so hard. I don't think people understand and appreciate exactly how difficult it is to find a good enough guy to fill that role every year, but also on the player's side to now be dealing with a new voice, both as a personality in the room, but also as a play caller and how they go about their business.
All right, we might have some breaking news that happens here in like 3 minutes. If we do that, Jage, we'll drop you, then we'll call you back immediately afterwards. Until it actually happens, we obviously we will continue this convo. But there, the Texas Active, I don't want to say journalism, but hashtag.
What a tease.
Well, yesterday too, there was one of these that happened in the middle of the.
This is massive news.
Love that I can't be a part of it. That's awesome.
Call right back.
It's a computer.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I think we just got kicked out of it
kick you
too.
off.
Brand new text. I think we just got kicked out of it as well. I think somebody else is going to get this.
Damn it.
Then let's just do it.
Well, we don't know the answer.
Did you put the eyes out?
We don't know well, something's coming.
If you put the eyes out, it's going to come.
Got to put that.
Can we, now that we don't have it, can we at least say what it's somewhat in regards to?
I don't want to ruin this
The future.
This guy's thing. It's a decision being made for the future of a player.
Okay.
Let's continue to.
Well, we all know that. I mean, I understand why I'd be kicked off because would that face be replacing my face?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it does. This one seemingly way left field. Like out of nowhere for us to potentially be the ones to break the news. Granted, Chris Richards, U.S. Men's National Team Player of the Year. Did you see? I mean, Jage, we got depth around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got depth around here.
I was shocked. I thought I was supposed to be on, and then I saw him pop on, and I was like, wow, these guys are doing soccer, and it's not me having to push it. This is incredible. Good for them.
Oh, you
Guys
thought it was
broadening
good that we
their
had
horizons.
Crystal Palace stud on.
I'm just happy that you're broadening your horizons and you're coming around and you're learning more about the sport so that the ignorance level can drop down a little bit.
What do you mean about sport? I can bend a ball like I'm Beckham.
Yeah, you could before you tore your hip flexor.
Well, that is true. I have not kicked a soccer ball since. We will have to see what has happened. I mean, that's a great way to end your soccer career, though, as an old man.
It is.
Kick a free kick out of the stadium, out of the camera shot, tear your hip flexor in the process, drag your carcass to the sideline, say, yep, it's been a good time. I'm on way too much science right now to be that explosive on my leg without doing that in the past. That feels like that is what happens normally. And it did. You remember that pool of blood I had?
Oh, yeah, ton.
That was tough. That was a bad day.
It's a gross injury. Yeah, it's not fun.
I was getting yelled at. Who is the big man? English soccer stud. Zat, yeah, what's his last name?
Zat Knight.
Zat Knight, yeah, there it is. Zat Knight, English soccer stud. You and him were obviously.
Yeah, dueling.
You know, that was a good time seeing you two, Godzilla, King Kong go after each other, bang, boom, boom, boom.
Banging in the box.
You guys were banging. You're backing it up on him a little bit. He was certainly giving it to you. And
You guys should have to enter a team of the men in the Thunderdome.
We're
They
not
should
doing
have to enter a
TST
team.
ever again. Yeah, that is.
Good run.
Neither. Same here, brother.
Yeah,
Same here.
it's a lot. I mean, it was fun. It was great.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
It was. It was an incredible experience. Had fun.
2
learned-
years just like Tahoe.
Exactly. It was a blast. That's a lot of time being committed to something.
Exactly.
Like
In the middle.
And I love the boys that were on the team. Okay, I appreciate that. But it feels like maybe we were the ones bringing them down. Those dudes should have won, right? Some of those guys on that team are unbelievable.
I mean, you had about 40 of them.
They're all good, too. Like, all these dudes were good. They should have won TST at some point by now, and they haven't. So it's like, is it Concave's fault? Is it our fault? And it's like,
No, there's
do I
some
want
good
to
teams
commit?
out there, man.
Then you have the GM of the year.
I'll tell you what,
did.
Mike Foss worked his ass off on that thing. He was negotiating through everything. But I don't know if we had, I feel like teams played together a lot before we got there. Like the teams that won looked like they were.
Dude, was that Jamaican team? That Jamaican team was insane.
The Rovers, I believe.
Reggae Rovers.
The Reggae Rovers.
Yeah.
They were insane. Guy fouls me as soon as I get on the pitch, to let me know what it is. I'm like, I love that. Guy put his shoulder right in the middle of my chest, little guy. I'm like, I love what you just did right there. I respect it. But I think they play together a lot. And then that other team. Who's that other team that had
That like travels. That
yeah,
plays-
Dallas, the team from Texas. I think they were a team from Texas. They play a lot together. Our crew, because we're selecting from all over the place. I don't know how often we're getting together, so we might slow them down. But TST was a hell of a run.
Awesome.
Run.
Yeah.
Good luck to all parties going forward. Now, I wonder what time that thing's
So,
going to happen.
no news? Do we have news or no
If I
news?
got
Or-
news, no.
my
I'm
own
sorry.
show,
I'm
my
sorry,
own show.
brother, is the text.
Oh, no.
That means I was trying to do some journalism,
Damn.
I guess it's not as easy as,
You
as
don't
I
do
thought.
journalism. You don't do journalism. You do not like that.
We do journalism, though. I think
What is journalism?
that's what I'm
But
saying.
I thought you didn't. What? I'm so confused.
That's the part of the problem is nobody listens to the words I'm saying. Everybody listens to the sound. They don't listen to the words. I've already made it very clear what I hate. I hate the journalists that hate sports. And it's obvious that they hate sports. That is who I hate. I hate sports journalists who hate sports. That is what I hate. And I think there's a lot more of those than people expect. I stand by that. I stand by that. Now, I do appreciate the sports journalists, though, for the good of ball, have to do what they have to do and been committed to sports. I do like those people. I should have added that on at the end. Maybe I didn't, properly say I salute to the journalists that have done their thing for sports for a long time. And for a while there, the OGs of sports journalism, which could have potentially built the God complex that some of them started to have, they were really the only people that you would get any information from. Now, I mean, doofuses in Indianapolis can just go ahead and turn on the internet and just kind of do it. We're sort of a very different time right now. We just think if you like sports, that should lead you to sports journalism as opposed to like hating sports and like wanting to ruin sports and being a journalist and grandstanding the entire time while doing it. That's just my thoughts. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Time will tell. History will decide.
Sal Capagios and the Art Stapletons of the world, they know you respect them. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? They know.
Yeah, and that is who we respect.
Exactly.
Down in Houston, I think there's like a group. There's a group of them down there. That are
Charles
like,
Robinson was living in his car for
John
the Houston
McClain.
Texans.
yeah, there are sports journalists that we certainly have respect for, and there are sports journalists that we think are terrible for sports. That's
Mad Mel.
Mad Mel is good for sports.
You're not a journalist.
Yeah.
No, but you're good for sports as a journalist.
Good for sports.
Draft
I
expert.
do enjoy Mad Mel. Love Mad.
Well, Mel Kiper Jr. also good for sports. I think he loves sports.
He does.
I think Mel Kiper Jr. loves ball. I mean,
I think he does. You have to do that.
yes, exactly. I think he loves ball, so I respect it. If you love ball, like I respect it. If you're trying to do good for ball, if you're trying to do terrible for ball, and people are going to say, well, not everybody can just hype things up, then it becomes propaganda. I get it. Okay, there's investigative journalism and things like that, which I have respect for, but like not everybody can just be a miserable. What's terrible? How do we write about what's terrible? It's like, is that journalism? Is that the separator of journalism and then having information? I don't know. But I thought we were going to do some journalism there with breaking news.
Damn it.
Full
Like-
circle that we are.
Is somebody else doing
we
it?
do not.
Yeah,
somebody
somebody
else-
else got it. Real journalist.
It's like, can we see it? Is it coming out? What's going on?
Excited to talk about it.
Different network.
We don't know what the answer is, though. So that's the thing. And this is a moment for somebody, so I'm going to let them kind of do it. It's not somebody that you would necessarily say.
It's going to be like
I got a good guess.
They've been on the program before.
Yeah.
I would not
How
give
much
that
do they
answer.
weigh? How much do they weigh? You think?
I would not give that answer.
more than 10 pounds.
Under 275 or over 275?
Don't worry about it.
Under 275.
Okay, I never.
Have you seen them in person in the last 3 weeks?
I'm not giving that answer.
Male or
Yeah,
female?
I think AJ. I think we might be. I don't know if you are in the same
Yeah.
as me, but I think we might be.
I'm not giving that answer.
You don't know
Male or
shit.
female?
I'm not giving that answer.
Male or female?
It's a male.
I thought it was. All right. I thought it was. Yeah.
I didn't like that. I just did what you guys did to the giveaway there. I should not have given that away. I should not have said. I should not. I said I didn't like.
I think I got it. I think I got it.
All right, write it down. Write it down. Write it down. We'll hear it here.
Use the hashtag PMS Seeking Workers.
No, that is not a part of the ticket giveaway. All right, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit of ball and not missed journalism opportunities on our end. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, we got a great slate of games this weekend with the final 8 facing off. And honestly, with all 8 of these teams, you can kind of make an argument of why not only they can win this weekend, but go on to the Super Bowl. What's your most intriguing matchup from this weekend in your eyes?
Oh, it's a great question. That's a great question. I am looking forward. I mean, obviously, the Texans game is the one I'm most looking forward to. I think that everybody's been on the Patriots all year about their schedule and wanting to say that, their schedule wasn't great. That's why they were good. Well, this is an awesome test for them against that defense. See how that offense performs against this Texans defense that's been a buzzsaw for everybody. It's a great, great opportunity, and I'm really excited about that game. I think the Bears games have become must-watch TV. I think you have to tune in, and when you got Stafford and what happened last week in Carolina, come down to the end, and then you have the Bears with everything that happens in the fourth quarters of games with them. This is going to be awesome. Looks like it's supposed to be freezing cold. I made my statement last week about open-air stadiums in downtowns. We got Soldier Field, downtown, open air. That picture that's going around the internet's awesome. I don't know why you'd want to leave that. That should be great. I would say, myself personally, Texans game is the one I'm most looking forward to.
How do you feel about the Vrabel-D'Amico joust here? Like, honestly, how do you feel about those two battling? Because inevitably, that's what this comes down to, right? Like, McDaniels is going to be the one calling the plays, but all of that, Vrabel's in on all of it. Right? And then D'Amico's in on all of it. It's Matt Burke versus Josh McDaniels, but ultimately Vrabel, D'Amico in on the entire thing. Go ahead, D.
And to the point that we were talking about earlier with the CEOs versus play callers, I just kind of went down the list. Could be wrong. I think D'Amico and Vrabel are only kind of CEO types left. I think the other 6 are all offensive or defensive play callers as the head coach.
And D'Amico just handed over, I think, right? This
But
past
early in the season.
No, but I'm saying this is new for D'Amico, I think, to be the CEO role as opposed to the coordinator. But inevitably, it comes down to those brains kind of coming together. What are your thoughts on that? How do you think the joust kind of goes?
Yeah, and I do think that they both are similar in the fact that they don't call the plays, but they do have their hands in it all, and they do affect how everything goes forward. I mean, between those two, they're both two very tough, very gritty, very intellectually smart guys who are in tune with their locker room, who are dialed in with the players, who are going to get the absolute most out of them from a motivational and a technique and assignment standpoint. So it's going to be a battle. I think we've obviously seen Vrabel use the rules in every inch of the rule book to find every advantage he can, which is really smart. He's been doing it for a very long time, and he's great at that. So I'm interested to see if there's any new things that come out. And for the Texans, we just saw it this last game. They have to get their pre-snap stuff figured out. They have to get the fumbles, the snaps, the pre-snap penalties, and everything that comes along with that. You can't have those. And then the red zone. The red zone's been an issue all year.
Divisional round is going to be special, and then that leads into Monday night, the national championship. We will not talk to you until after the Natty. How do you feel that game goes? Obviously, two very tough, very physical, sweet coaches battling down there. It could be a home game for Miami, or could be a Hoosier invasion down there in the Hard Rock, like it was at the Peach Bowl.
It's incredible to see what Signetti's done and to know how he's ruined things for other coaches, where anybody's going to look at them and be like, hey, why can't we turn this thing around in a year? And people can be like, well, we don't have 5 stars. I'm like, Cignetti didn't have 5 stars. Like, he turned it around in a year, and they're one of the most dominant teams in history. Now, I also grew up with orange and green bed sheets with a U flag over my head. I had Nike ID'd Miami Hurricane shoes. I met Devin Hester at the airport one time when I was in high school, and it was the coolest thing ever for me to get a picture with him. So I got to go down there and train. I think it was like a year or two ago, and Coach Cristobal let me use all their facilities, and the kid in me thought that was really cool. So this is a really, I think Miami's the last team to play in their own stadium. It was at the Orange Bowl, which was an iconic stadium. So Indiana, I don't see how they lose, man. They're just crushing people. They're beating the shit out of everybody they play. And Fernando Mendoza is like he's like a science experiment. It's incredible.
Every play. And the science experiment ends up with success. I mean, his efficiency is outrageous. More touchdowns than incompletions through the playoff run. He doesn't throw like 30, 40 times to put up the numbers that he's putting up. He throws like 18 times, 20 times, and every one of them is a dot, perfectly seated. And then they got a good run
there.
game. Go ahead, Jay.
Sorry.
No, go
right
ahead.
there in that picture, Bob Bostad, the offensive line coach of the Indiana Hoosiers. He was our offensive line coach with the Wisconsin Badgers when I was there. We had 7 All-Americans. We had offensive linemen going into the NFL left and right. Offensive line coach and strength coach are the 2 positions you should hire first in any organization when you're trying to be successful. That's him right there on the left holding the card. Bob Bostad. I think that's him, actually. Now that I've
Play,
stopped,
get him off. It was a blurry picture. Obviously, you think.
But Bob
Bob.
Bostad, unbelievable offensive line coach, and I am sure he is one of the reasons they're having success there.
Well, we appreciate the hell out of you, Jade. You're the absolute best. And as this hour wraps up here on ESPN and we continue digitally, just know that all 6 words have been displayed.
What they have?
Yeah.
What?
And the last 2 haven't been ruined by the people that are already
I have
on.
my card if this news ever breaks.
AJ, so much self-control.
Yeah, AJ saw one of the words on the lower third.
last 2.
While he's, oh, really? Jade, you should have seen him. His face
Got real close.
right here on this back wall, you know, like you guys are on his side. As soon as it popped up on the screen while you were talking, AJ's face just as close as I've ever seen. Didn't say anything. We appreciate that.
I didn't want to interrupt you. Yeah.
We hope whoever saw all the words puts them together, puts them on X, use the hashtag PMS SeatGeek word search, and maybe you could win. We'll continue. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Feel like I got a lot of words in there.
That's good.
Did forget the hashtag there.
Be a friend, tell a friend.
I know I missed
Be a
it.
friend, tell a friend. How do they know now?
They don't.
Nobody knows that there's going to be no friends in the world.
You think Bob Barker ever missed the spayed and neutered line? Ever?
No.
No.
Because
there
he's
a
sick of
reason?
all these dogs running around.
Especially in LA. You know, bunch of stray dogs just running around fucking all the time.
And
gross.
It's not healthy for, I believe, the female dog at a certain age to as many times. So I think there is some thing that
I
happens
just wondered what made him get on that. Like, what?
Yeah,
why
it
was that
he
his
was
thing?
heavy on that train. Yeah.
every show. Which leads me to saying, I would never. Why would I ever hold myself to a Bob Barker level of fucking hosting? Yeah, right. What a joke. Did you
How
see
many do
that
you
for a
think you've
minute?
missed? How many do you think you've missed saying that?
A lot more than Bob. Not a
Lot?
lot. Not a lot though. Not that many, I think. It's just a thought.
You guys remember Bozo? Bozo?
Oh, yeah.
The clown?
Yeah. That was a cool show. It just made me think of it. When they did that bucket thing at the end, Bozo was cool.
I don't think I ever watched Bozo. Cartoon?
No.
No, real clown.
live action.
Actually, pretty scary now that I think back on it.
What channel would this be? C-Dub?
PBS.
It was PBS.
PBS show?
Bozo the Clown.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know people watched
Really?
PBS shows growing up.
Homie the
Yeah.
Clown.
Had a few. Arthur was on there.
Arthur. Yeah, man.
PBS had a few hours throughout the day.
Arthur's that little bear?
Magic School
Aardvark.
Bus.
We didn't have many
That's
channels.
Winnie the
There
Pooh.
weren't that many
Is
channels.
that a Reading Rainbow as well?
I
Arthur was an
believe so.
aardvark.
I watch Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
PBS.
Such sick glasses.
Dragon
They had that
Tales.
lady that stretched in a chair. Like sometimes if you stayed on it too long, you got caught in the one where the lady just sits in a chair and she just does stretches.
Pink background?
What show was that?
Yeah, it was a lady. It was Chair Olympics, I think she was doing. She was doing chair fitness, I mean.
Yeah, chair fitness.
Can you just maybe text the picture of it and we'll say you were right or wrong?
Yeah, man, clearly. I know when I'm getting
If
shoved
you
off.
take them off and show them off.
No, you're not getting shoved off. I gotta go pee. So if you want to come,
Yeah.
you want to hold? You want to hold?
Is Dano getting a head coaching
I'll just
job?
do the
Is that
show
what it is?
solo for the next 5 minutes while you guys go on break. I'll just talk to America.
All right.
Good luck.
Wait.
On
Sounds
YouTube.
good.
Is everybody going to the bathroom, or is this just going to be 5 minutes?
5?
My talk. All right. So this is the Pat McAfee Show. Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. Congratulations on everybody who made it to this year. You made it through the holidays. You're doing great. You probably started a New Year's resolution, and a lot of you have probably given up by now. You know what? Get yourself back on the resolution train. If you said you wanted to get to the gym, go to the gym. After work today, hop in your car. Don't go to the fast food restaurant. Get to the gym, hop on the elliptical. Let's do some sets. And then let's get ourselves a nice healthy dinner. Stop at the grocery store, pick something up, make yourself a dinner. Let's get successful today. Drink a little bit of water. Oh, it's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I really wonder how many people are in the studio right now listening to me talk while I'm just here on the screen all by myself. Probably Connor, because he went to the bathroom before the show and was prepared. Ty is 1,000% in the bathroom right now, probably creating a line because he's taken so long. What do you think the toilet paper consumption of the Thunderdome is on a daily basis? I would imagine 3 rolls a day. I think that the Thunderdome utilizes 3 rolls of toilet paper per day. Go ahead and use hashtag PMS show, Pat McAfee Show, PMS, hashtag PMS show. Tell us how many rolls of toilet
This
paper.
is
you use
disgusting.
Thunderdome.
Okay, hashtag JJ Watt Show. JJWS.
Yep.
How many rolls of toilet paper? And you'll win an autographed JJ Watt jersey. I will say, phenomenal work. While I was going to the bathroom, I could hear you. I did think about my resolutions that I gave up on. I did think about drinking water. You know, I thought about getting back into it. Thank you for allowing a bathroom break now. Connor was here, okay? Also, surprise, Ty was here as well. They were kind of just they're kind of just letting you go.
I've been meaning to ask.
Did I get a haircut?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay, so they were just kind of letting you go. D-Butt was here. AQ was here. I literally just...
Nobody's jumping in. I could have had
No.
a full show, guys. We could have done a show.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to do it yourself there. So we, and I don't know if you threw to the stage ever. You could have threw to the back room too. Foxy definitely going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because he's on the thing. So next time that happens, no, you got the back room definitely. So you can definitely do a throw to there.
All right.
There was a time where I heard you thinking about throwing to something, and then you didn't know what we had. It felt like is what was happening.
I assumed that you just took me off the air and I was talking to myself for 3 minutes.
No, we'd never do that. Why would we ever take that?
Love it.
Also, still here, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Hey, baby.
Did you take a bathroom break?
I hopped off for a minute, but then I did see you were you continued to go, so that was good.
He also
What did you do?
bottle under table. You know how he operates.
No, I got to sprint downstairs quick and then get back in time.
So, but you took a minute break, but you didn't go to the bathroom.
I
What
lit a cigar, hung out for a minute, and then popped back on with you.
Just took a breath. That's what age did.
I feel like
I thought we were popping off
on the show.
I thought we were dropping off.
I certainly popped off. We all popped off, kind of. But Jage maybe popped off the most. Gave a great speech.
I heard resolutions. You're saying get back on your resolutions, right?
Did you have one?
No, I've never really set a resolution. Did you? What's yours?
No. I live my resolution 24/7, brother.
Hell yeah. December 31st doesn't mean anything. It means another day to be great. Yeah, I love that. I do love that. Jage, that's awesome. You need to do more motivational speeches, by the way, from what I heard during that little break. Adam Schefter just broke some news. Adam Schefter is reporting that Oregon quarterback Dante Moore is planning to announce his decision about whether he will or won't enter the NFL draft on SportsCenter at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Fuck! Sports Center?
Whoa.
Is this your news?
That was the news, yeah. He was going to join.
I was way off. AJ, what was your guess?
Jage thought it was
I
Aaron.
didn't have an official guess, but yeah.
You thought it was Aaron?
I did.
Jage?
Well, I first did, but then when you said out of left field, I was going with Calais Campbell. I was going with Calais.
That's a good guess.
That's a very good guess. And also, to Calais, just saw him last week. My man. If you would like to say anything or do any stuff, we would love to host you. We're a massive fans of yours. Not only incredible on the field, okay, which he is, and the durability is outrageous. Off the field, incredible.
Yes.
Gives back to every.
Calais is unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. One of the best guys. Also one of the best players. Great human.
And built like a superhuman.
Yeah.
You know.
It's ridiculous.
And one of those guys
he's gigantic.
Yeah, who sounds like he should sound at that size.
Yeah, there's no confusion.
Yeah.
When the voice comes out, you go, of course. Of course is the voice. And then also always supports the boys.
Yep.
Like in every single, literally every arrests are happening.
Yeah.
Charity events are happening. Dinners are happening. Maybe we're having a night out is happening. It's like Calais was like a quarterback the way he kind of led and kind of got around. Calais is a special guy.
Has not decided either. Talked to him right before. What was the last one we were at? Fiesta Bowl?
Yep.
Talked to him right before the Fiesta Bowl. Hasn't made his decision. Year 19, I believe.
He
A few games away from the record.
He was the one that really amplified my ADD at that game. So we're doing game day on the sideline, Miami sideline. We're doing game day on Miami sideline.
I saw it.
So I'm sitting there just like this at the end of the table because Kirk was going to do his thing with Peter, and then he's got to call the game. So I sit in the Kirk seat. So I'm not looking straight this way. I'm looking at everybody walking onto the field. This is where everybody is literally walking onto the field. And it's just a parade of who's who, you know? Then there was like a shuffle of a group of people, and then Calais was fucking a foot and a half above the rest of the crowd that he was walking, and it was impossible not to see him. So literally I look over, I start laughing, and I point at him, and he goes, "What up?" You know, like with his voice comes right over, starts talking to me. Have to say hello to this man. Have to say hello to Calais Campbell. What year did you play with? Where did you play? At Arizona with him, or did you ever play with him?
Oh, I just know.
That's how we all.
Big fan.
I feel like everybody around the league is a fan
Yes.
of that guy. We don't have his breaking news though.
It's too bad.
Maybe next week.
Invitation to break the news on here whenever you decide, Calais.
Chage.
There you go.
I love what you're doing these days. Now, do you want to do in the trenches with us and maybe judge AQ Shipley's judgment of the offensive lines that performed during Super Wildcard Weekend?
I don't think that would be fair.
Why? Why
Wow.
not?
Fair.
Wow.
What's that?
I'm a defensive guy. I don't like offensive linemen as much as AQ does. So I would have much more. I would have many more negative thoughts because I'm a defensive guy.
Journalism. Is that not good for journalism? Isn't that what we're kind of looking for?
We got to see both
I
sides.
don't want to get yelled at on. I don't want to get yelled at on X for being a journalist.
No one's yelling.
Nobody's yelling at anybody.
No.
Okay, there was a
There's
couple
a lot of
capital
caps.
letters.
A lot of caps. A lot of caps.
Still a lot of caps in these words. Just put emphasis on certain words. Okay, you know, because they're all, if they all look the same, it's like you're not getting the complete context of how I'm delivering here. Hey, this one matters. Okay, I'm putting a little bit of sauce on this one because the delivery of the whole story, you gotta fucking know what we're talking about and what we're not talking about. You know what I mean, Jake?
Oh, yeah.
But I wasn't
Yeah, I
yelling.
do. I do.
wasn't yelling.
I
at you.
understand your. I understand your tendencies. I would imagine that we're in getting. Oh yeah, age, get after it. I would imagine that we're in Steve Jobs quote territory coming up soon here.
Yeah.
Man in the arena territory coming up soon.
I don't do the man in the arena, please. Everybody uses that. Even though it's a great speech. I will say
Great quote.
it is a very, very, very good speech. And it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's
I would imagine we're like sometime. I would say probably 3 weeks away, maybe 4, from that being heavily involved in the rotation.
up to something season. Yeah, you know the deal. You get your calendar. You get we're actually
And then
pretty
we all scramble and try and figure out what's he up to, what's he gonna do, what's on the horizon.
Hey, this next one's outrageous. These next two, I think, are outrageous. Would we not all agree?
I would agree.
Yeah. Next three, really.
Yeah, I guess the next three are that are kind of cooking right now in the up to something season. You know,
Have there been any non-outrageous ones?
fascinating question. There's been a couple.
A couple days ago.
What's that?
That I didn't like. I
What?
told you.
What's that?
I don't think it made it to the final cut.
What's that? Oh, I like this. I don't know.
know.
Brought it up, D-Bud. I mean, come on.
I like that.
No, we were back there. We were all back there.
Oh, okay. So everybody heard it. Everybody knows it.
I'm not sure. The one from yesterday?
No, it was maybe 2 days ago.
I don't think I remember.
We'll talk.
I love inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of it.
No,
No, we didn't know this
Drew.
inside joke was about to happen.
Really not sure.
The
what
brain,
we're
the
talking
brain
about.
not keeping up. Now, on that note, probably incredible. But from the moment that happened until this exact moment, we got a couple up to something grills open. There's a couple. There's a couple up to something grills that are currently open right now. And I'll tell you,
Preheating, or we got fillets hitting the. Where are we at?
We are at a sizzle right now, brother. We are at a, what is the temperature? Number one trend worldwide, hashtag PMS SeatGeek word search. It is an honor to be a part of something that can give folks so much hope that maybe they could win something. But we would like to say, whenever it's number one overall, it's going to be really hard to win these tickets.
Very hard.
I tried to scroll.
Do you know how hard it is to get the number one trend with that many letters in it? That's impressive. People took the time.
Jage, it's a fucking contest. Yeah, you need to have all those letters so that, you know, people have to qualify for these things because you guys are already going, there it is right there, you know? So we have to have some sort of thing getting it right. But you're right. A lot of typing, a lot of focusing, especially back-to-back S's. Oh, to the eyes, it could look like.
Oh, it's weird. That shouldn't be there.
But you got
Quite frankly, I'm shocked my toilet paper question isn't trending at number one right now. That's stunning.
It's climbing. It's climbing.
It's going to get there. JJWS. Winning an autographed JJ Watt jersey?
Yes, please.
I think people are going to certainly want that. We don't know the answer to that question, though, because obviously there's different rolls of toilet paper used. So we do have to count.
It's just a guess.
I think 3 was a decent guess.
Felt like a good over-under. A lot of wet wipes.
Do you guys have regular rolls in there, or are we doing industrial size, like, you know?
I believe it's just your basic, you know, Cottonelle,
Charmin.
Charmin 4-ply. But I think we are probably more of a wet.
4-ply. Good Lord.
Yeah, satin sheets for the butt cheeks.
It's good. It's good paper. It is, and you need that.
Trying to bleed.
I would say most of the office though is our wet wipe guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of personal wet wipes brought in. There's a lot of wet wipes companies that send us wet wipes.
Great.
There's multiples of those. They do get used.
I see.
Only one for
I see we're no longer getting paid by the wet wipes.
one particular wet wipes brand is no longer a part of the operation. But
we're now calling them wet wipes is what we're doing. I see what's going on.
Well,
That's what they are.
There was always one superior.
I see.
Even when.
now, on that note, Dude Wipes supplied us with thousands.
They did.
And thousands of wet wipes. I will say we are nearing their end in the Thunderdome. 2 more wet wipe companies have started sending wet wipes to here, trying to get us to be a part of their business. We started, it's a cool name, and we got the best portable bidet for your butt.
I thought it was maybe the King was coming. If the King's not coming, you can just.
Who?
The Elvis of wet wipes.
Yeah, the King of wet wipes.
Who would have thought that people would just
Cottonelle.
be clamoring to sponsor something that touches Boston Connor's butt cheeks?
Who won it?
What the hell kind of world?
Who won it, brother? You know, get in line.
It's not about touching Boston Connor's butt cheeks. It's about helping.
Yeah, it's about
Boston
cleaning
Connor's
them.
butt cheeks. That's what it's about.
People are literally fighting for the opportunity. Think about what you've built here. Like, you guys were a conglomerate of buddies from back in the day, and now people are sending things your way and millions of dollars of offers to try and be the one that gets to wipe your butt.
Yeah,
congratulations.
but if it's not the best in the market, we don't want to do it.
No, top dogs only.
So we appreciate that.
Unless they send the best offer, then you.
That factors in sometimes,
Yeah.
but not with the butt cheeks.
I mean, now granted, there is certainly a balance of how much offer and what asking for. Like, need to know this one first before we even do this one. There's been a lot of big checks turned down just strictly because I didn't want to deal with the human on the other side of it, which is a hilarious thing for these people to have to hear because they never have to hear that. Well, here's ba ba ba. Well, you'll do ba ba ba. It's like, I don't want to work with you, so I'm not doing that because that would involve us having to communicate. So I'm out of here. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Thank you so much. And then there's other places that are like, hey, we got this much, and we like the product. Around here, we use the product, and the person sucks. And it goes like, all right, we can deal with the suck person. We love what they offer. And then bang, they're also. So, you know, it's always a balance. It's always a balance. But I think I take a lot more human element into it than maybe most business people, I think.
Good.
I say mean things to these people, though. And they write about it.
Necessary sometimes. It's all right.
They do.
They're grown ups.
They do.
Not
I've
all
seen
of
it.
them.